Get great deals on the latest phones, tablets and business apps with O2 Business.
The Galaxy S7 is the latest flagship from Samsung. Last year's S6 was always going to be hard to beat, but somehow Samsung have done it, producing, in my opinion, the best Android smartphone available. Not only did Samsung listen to customer complaints about the S6, but they also added features to the S7 that we didn't know we'd need and already can't live without. Before we jump into the review, make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. That's how you'll keep up to date with everything we're doing. And for 20% off a spaced 360 Bluetooth speaker, head over to btekt.com/plus. While not as striking as the S7 Edge, the S7 is still a beautifully designed phone and much easier to hold in one hand. It's got a full metal body with Gorilla Glass 4 covering the front and back of the phone. Unfortunately, this means fingerprints show up like crazy, as do watermarks from using your phone in the rain just because you can. So if you're not carrying around a microfiber cloth and constantly wiping down your phone, you will be left with smudgy, dirty marks, and this is quite possibly the phone's biggest drawback for me. Quick fix? Get a case. It's got both a curved front and back, an evolution from the S6 which had a flat back, and it feels super comfortable in the hand. The camera hump at the back of the phone has been significantly reduced on the S7 as well, and now barely even protrudes. You'd never know this phone has an IP68 waterproof rating either, with no obvious giveaways like closed ports. Yep, this phone can survive being submerged in a meter of water for up to half an hour. Pretty impressive. The screen sports a 5.1-inch display. Its Quad HD Super AMOLED display is quite possibly the most enjoyable viewing experience available, and its pixel density of 577 pixels per inch means there's not a chance you'll be able to spot an individual pixel. Samsung has also included the option of an always-on display, which displays a clock or calendar, your choice, for a mere 1 to 2% extra battery power per hour. It's incredibly bright and will light up a dark room. I had to flip the phone onto its front when I was going to bed. It also displays a few notifications, namely text messages or missed calls, but annoyingly that's about it. As such, it's not quite the useful addition I'd have hoped it would be, and I've actually turned my always-on display off. The Galaxy S7 runs the latest version of Android Marshmallow, with Samsung's Skin TouchWiz applied on top. TouchWiz adds a fair amount of bloatware in the form of extra apps and a Flipboard briefing news ticker to the left of the homepage. On the whole though, TouchWiz is a smooth and easy experience. It's got a great pull-down notification center and the ability to split screen apps, something Android N will only introduce to other Android devices later this year. The S7 is being rolled out with 2 separate top-of-the-line processing chips. Which version you'll get depends on where you're based. Samsung's own Exynos 8890 is being rolled out across Europe. The Snapdragon 820 is the phone's manpower elsewhere in the world. Both chips are seriously powerful and both come with 4GB of RAM, so neither should break a sweat. The phone comes with 32GB of internal memory as well as a micro SD card slot, which gives you space for an extra 200GB of storage. Samsung removed expandable memory from the S6, so it's brilliant to see it back in the Galaxy lineup. The phone's 12-megapixel back camera is hands down the best camera I've ever seen on a smartphone, and that's all I really need to say on the matter. For a more in-depth look at the camera and some of its best features, make sure you check out Basil's full review of the S7 Edge, which has the same camera as the S7, or you could just go with me on this one. The S7 produces the most beautiful pictures I've seen from a phone, has lightning-fast autofocus, incredible manual controls, and is very good in low light, even if post-processing can be a touch aggressive at times. It also shoots up to 4K video, and the image stabilization ensures everything is nice and smooth. Being Android, all your favorite multimedia apps are available through the Google Play Store. The screen is a delight to watch Netflix or YouTube on, and it's an all-round awesome gaming experience too. The phone didn't lag or drop a single frame during a decent session of Asphalt 8, and it didn't heat up either. One downfall would be that single bottom firing speaker. It's easily covered up by your hand if you're not careful, muting the sound completely, although I prefer the look of a bottom firing speaker over a front firing speaker any day. Battery life is another area where Samsung proved it's listening to the market. It's packed 3,000 mAh of power into the S7, up from 2,550 in the S6. You'll still have to charge it every day, but you'll make it to the end of the day quite comfortably, and it also supports both wireless and fast charging. Simply put, for me, the Galaxy S7 is the best Android phone available. Not only is it the perfect size, but it's got a killer camera, an amazing screen, and ample battery life. My only niggle with the phone is how messy it gets after a day of fingerprints, but I'm willing to look past that. Some, like Basil, may argue that the S7 Edge is the phone to beat, but it's just too big to be practical for my small hands, and its main selling point, that Edge, became a nuisance in day-to-day use. If you'd like to see what he makes of the phone though, make sure you check back for his full review, or you could just trust me on this one. Thanks for watching, I hope you found this review useful. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and if you like the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. That's how you'll keep up to date with everything we're doing. And for 20% off a spaced 360 Bluetooth speaker, head over to btekt.com/plus.
Get great deals on the latest phones, tablets and business apps with O2 Business.